the Water and Infrastructure Committee of June 16th, 2025. Please come to order. The time is now 1:30 p.m. May I ask that all participants please silence all noise-making devices. My name is Tom Cook. I'm your chair. Members, per the Sunshine Law, please identify by name who, if anyone, is in the room, vehicle, or workplace with you today, exclusive of minors. Before we begin, I would also like to ask the department representatives who have joined online to please also turn on your cameras when it's your turn to speak. Now, I'd like to introduce the committee members, starting with Vice Chair Yukile Sugimura. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Councilmember Gabe Johnson is excused. Councilmember Tasha Kama is
Aloha Winola, Chair. I'm here in my workstation at home, and I am alone. Thank you, Chair.
Council Chair Alice Lee.
Salam alaikum.
Councilmember Tamara Paulton.
Alaikum assalam and aloha minala kako, streaming live and direct from the West Maui Residency Area Office here in historic Lahaina Burn Zone. I have with me Christian Balagso, and we have nobody waiting to testify at this time.
And Member Kiani Rollins Fernandez.
Aloha awinala, Chair. I'm Molokai Nuiahina. I'm at my private residence, alone in the room I'm currently in. Occasionally, I believe my husband, Makena Fernandez, may walk past. There are currently no testifiers at the Molokai District Office. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. And I'm going to go back. I see Member Gabe Johnson has joined us. Welcome.
I'm alone on my side of the workspace, and I'm here and ready to work. Mahalo.
And Councilmember Shane Sinensi is currently excused. He's here? Okay. I'm not seeing everybody.
Aloha Winala, Chair, and Salam Alaikum. My apologies. I'm kind of straddling a couple of meetings this afternoon. I'm here at my home office with my district staff, Donna Tai, and their adult testifiers in Hana. I believe the staff members are at the East Maui Water Authority, Waka'is this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Nohelani U'uhajins. Welcome.
Thank you. Aloha, Chair. Aloha, everyone. I'm at my private residence with my son and my husband, Koa Hutchins.
Thank you. I've readjusted my view, so I see all of you now, which is great. From the Office of the Mayor, Chief of Staff, Cynthia Lalo. Is she online staff?
Good afternoon, yes. Councilmember Cook. Thank you.
From the Department of Finance, Guy Hironaka, Real Property Manager 5.
Good afternoon, Chair.
From Corporation Counsel, Deputy Corporation Counsel Andrew Nelson.
Afternoon.
From OCS, our committee staff, Keone Hurdle, Jared Pasquale, Lori Ann Tengan, Carla Nakata, and Jean Pokipala. We appreciate all of you and your work. Please see the last page of the agenda for the information on meeting connectivity. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have one item on today's agenda, Y9, authorizing the acceptance of a donation of parcel at 644 Lanai Avenue and a parcel at 7th Street, Lanai City, Hawaii, from First Hawaiian Bank. Members, if there's no objections, the chair will take testimony after receiving opening comments. Thank you, members. Let's begin. Members, Resolution 25-122 is entitled Authorizing the Acceptance of a Donation of a Parcel at 644 Lanai Avenue and a parcel at 7th Street, Lanai City, Lanai, Hawaii, identified for real property tax purposes as Tax Map Keys, print 249011018 and print 249011019, respectively, from First Hawaiian Bank under Section 3.44.015D, Maui County Code. The purpose of this resolution is to authorize the acceptance of the donation of the two parcels from First Hawaiian Bank, identified for real property tax purposes as Tax Map Keys 249011018 and 019 at Lanai City, Hawaii, comprising of 14,379 and 10,510 square feet, respectively. The administration transmitted this request with a recommendation to approval of the acceptance. We are only being asked to consider the legal acceptance of the donation. At this time, would the administration like to provide any opening comments?
Good afternoon, council members. I don't have any specific, well, I will share this. We had our planning deputy director head over to Lanai to take a look at this, to both of these parcels. And I will tell you that while the building is in disrepair, the approximate 24,000 square feet of prime land would be worth acquiring for the county. So we are here as resources, and as you know, Guy is on as well in relationship to acquisition and stewardship of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we begin our discussion, let's see if anyone would like to provide testimony for Y-9.
Chair, there's currently no individual signed up to testify. Would you like me to do a last call?
I see one coming down. Is there anybody else?
Chair, no other individuals have signed up to testify.
Okay, so we'll take our one in-house testifier.
I know the rules, Mr. Cook, especially when you're up there. JC Law Resolution 25-122. I'd like, thank you, Ms. Lalo, for taking Mr. Kaire's position there in the mayor's office and handling this business. We all know the land on Lanai is very desirable, and so this is I'm in favor of this. But when I read the agenda, it made me think like banks and money is like a great interest of mine, and I always try to go back in history. So I'm wondering, it says First Hawaiian Bank, but what was the real First Hawaiian Bank? And I would take a guess that it was probably the Kingdom Treasury. So this might be an opportunity for us to start a real Hawaiian bank on Lanai. And bank in Hawaiian, I looked on the internet, it says it's P-A-N-A-K-O with the macron over the O, Panako. Thank you, Mr. Cook.
Members, any clarifying questions for the testifier? Seeing none, staff, is there any further testimony?
Chair, there's no other individual signed up to testify, so we can do a last call for oral testimony. So for those who do want to testify, please come up to the podium or raise your hand on Teams. If you'd like to testify, the countdown is 3, 2, 1. Seeing none, Chair, no one has indicated that they wish to testify.
Thank you. Members, seeing there are no more individuals wishing to testify, without objections, I will now close oral testimony.
No objections.
As a reminder, written testimony will continue to be accepted into the record. Members, I'm proposing 2 rounds of 3-minute questions per member. Are there any objections? Thank you, members. Let's begin discussion, starting with Committee Vice Chair Sugimura.
Thank you very much. I support this. And I just maybe have one question for the administration. What is the possible use that they're wondering to do with this 2 parcels?
Ms. Lalo.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. It is certainly under discussion. If we zone it B-CT business country town zoning will allow for the most flexible use for community gathering space and similar uses such as that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Councilmember Johnson, if any question, clarifying, any questions?
Yes, for discussion, Chair, thank you. Thank you all for being here, and boy, this is very exciting for the little community of Lanai. This bank has been a bank for over 100 years, and they left us, but they are willing to donate it to the community. So this is like once in a 100 years lifetime to actually get something like a parcel like this on the square. So of course I'm in full support. So my questions for the department is, how did the assessment go? Maybe we get into was there any costs associated with this? Will there be money needed to renovate it?
Ms. Lalo? Or Mr.
Yeah, thank you for the question, and maybe Guy can assist here. But as we know, the building itself is in disrepair, so it would take a significant amount of funding to repair the building. But Guy, do you have anything to add here?
The only information that we have is what's in the assessment records. You know, we know that the building is about 2,000 square feet, 2,009 square feet. And, you know, that it has been assessed, but, you know, we don't know what it would cost to rehabilitate it, so.
Okay. Well, I know I'm on limited time, so I'm going to just jump into the use. I understand, Ms. Lalo, some of the Councilmember asked about the uses of it, and you said gathering spaces for the community. I support that. You know, the MEMA is looking for a space. Our nonprofits, when they come to Lanai, they need places to have an office, and maybe even if we are looking at renovations, you could have something where they could sleep there, because we want our people to come and service the community, and sometimes the flights don't really work out. The Lanai district office would be nice to be there because you wouldn't be under the company's thumb. You could, have a little bit more, I guess, freedoms. And I just wanted to add that. But those are the kind of the uses. The commercial kitchen could be used. Could be a use. I'm really curious of what the department's vision is. The Wi-Fi hotspots for digital equity, we just had a class like that here, and we know that our community it doesn't really have that. So I guess overall the timeline, maybe, you can speak to the timeline, Ms. Lalo, on when will you do public outreach, and what, the timeline of that, and what we'll know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that discussion point. I think obviously the whole purpose is for the community. So community listening sessions and conversations with what the community can envision there, which is probably a much greater vision than what all of us can come up with. So we would want to engage. And here's what we know about acquiring properties, right, is that they need to be stewarded, and they need to be done just ethically, right? We need to have a plan in place. So I would suspect that those community listening sessions would happen forthwith, right? just because of that, right? We don't want it to continue to sit and deteriorate and be an issue for the community.
So, Ms. Lala, which department should I be outreaching to speak on this? Should it be, do you have a suggestion who's going to be overseeing it, the process?
Sure, that's a great question. And I would suspect that we will have Josiah in on this conversation. As I told you, planning went over and made the initial assessment. So Department of Management, I suspect I heard just hired an incredible EA. Priya went over to Department of Management. So that's who I would connect with,
Okay.
Council Member.
Thank you, that's your time.
All right, thank you so much.
And then,
Thank you,
members,
Chair.
I'll remind you that basically on our agenda today, it's principally to accept it. I have questions too, but it's kind of our main deal today. Member Kama? Any questions?
Thank you, Chair. So I just wanted to clarify what I thought I heard you say so far twice, that today's agenda is just to accept the resolution or approve the resolution. Is that correct? And not ask a whole lot of other questions as
Our
to,
principle, it's stated in the agenda that it's to authorize the acceptance of the property, authorizing the administration to accept the property. We have time, you can ask
So are we-
questions. You have time, we can ask, as long as we don't get on the line and we don't get corrected. I was just clarifying that aspect of it.
okay. Because I was going to ask a similar type of questions that Mr. Johnson was asking in terms of, the community engagement part, in terms of if, as Ms. Lala mentioned, that, certainly a community space would be used with, I'm not sure if both properties or one property, but certainly that was going to occur. And if community engagement was going to occur also in terms of what this community would like to see in terms of what it looks like and how big it should be and those things and so on and so forth. So that's my question.
Is that to Ms. Lalo or?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, Council Member. I would just reiterate that the conversation with the community will be essential before we decide to move forward on anything. It will need to see their vision come to life within the parameters that we have.
Yeah, right. So are you looking at the one parcel or both parcels, or using one for community and one for maybe something else, county users purpose?
Yes, thank you for that. It's undetermined at this point. I think we'll need to first get a good assessment with the community and then decide from there. We also obviously needs to be pushed by the need. So working with Councilmember Johnson and his crew will be important.
Okay. Well, that's all my questions, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Paulton, you have any questions for the presenters?
Sure, thank you. I heard the building is in disrepair and that it had been the company had been in the community for over 100 years. I was wondering if the building is designated historic.
Mr. Haranaka, could you respond to that?
Yeah. Committee Chair, the building is about 50 years old, so I highly doubt if they put it on any registry of historic.
So it's a possibility we could tear down and start with a new structure.
I guess they would have to look into it and see, what the situation is, condition of the building. And that should be something after we acquire title to it.
And do you know the current zoning and community plan designation? county
I
and state?
believe Cynthia has that information.
So sorry. Yes, thank you for that, that question. I will tell you that 018 zoning is business country town and 019 is R1 residential.
So we could potentially put housing on that R1 portion of it? How big is the R1 portion?
0.24 acres. Small kind,
Like maybe a caretaker house or something?
or a tiny home.
And it has all the utilities, hookup and everything like that?
Yes, because I'm assuming so because the bank building was there, right? So it would have all of the electrical, sewer, water.
And so this wouldn't be like some sort of quid pro quo or anything. It's just an outright donation, no like tax write-off, nothing.
I am not aware, council member, of any quid pro quo on this.
Oh, how nice of them. Okay, thank you. That concludes my questioning.
And Member Rollins Fernandez, would you have some questions?
Mahalo, Chair. Yeah, I'm looking at it on MauiPropertyTax.com. Aloha, Chief of Staff Lalo and Mr. Hironaka. Mahalo for being with us. I guess it just seems too easy and good. Like, what's the catch here? I'm looking at the parcel that's undeveloped, and I'm guessing that's the one that's residential. And the land is assessed at $542,800. And then interesting. And then the larger parcel that's commercial is, the total assessment. So the assessed land value is less, $427,800, with the building that's in disrepair for $377,000 that was assessed. So, and then on the other side of the residential lot is Hawaii Health System Corp. Do you know, and I don't know, maybe I guess, it looks like there's parking in front. So it's not like the undeveloped lot is like a shared parking or anything. Doesn't look like it. I don't know, maybe Member Johnson can answer that question.
Sure. There's street parking on either side of the corner there.
That's not my question. My question is regarding the lot. Like, what is happening on that undeveloped lot? Is it just open space?
It's a big, beautiful open space. It would be perfect for all kinds of events. But that opposite building, all right.
And I'm sure you'll work with the community to figure out what would be most suitable and, what would be most supported by the community, and I'd be supportive of that. So I think you said there was no fee to accept the donation of these parcels. Yeah. So the First Hawaiian approached the county and wanted to donate it to the county.
That is my understanding.
Okay, and no catch.
That is also my understanding.
Oh, Member Johnson might have some information for us.
Sure. A little bit of background, if you guys are willing to hear it.
I would like to.
The bank was planning to close down. They just didn't have the amount of business. So they wanted to leave. They were willing to donate it to the county under the condition that I had heard, and this is just from what I had heard, was you can't open a bank there. So that's the only condition that I heard, because they would be like, hey, that's not. so that's, I just wanted to add to that. There was some, in the press, there was some community members who were upset because imagine you have all of your bank auto deposit, auto withdrawal, and then there's no branch on your island. It was some contention. So I just wanted to add that for some background.
Thank you for that clarification. I heard the bell.
Appreciate that. And then I'm sorry to the testifier who testified about having a bank there. Sounds like the condition is no bank there. Madam Chair.
Member Sinensi, would you have any questions?
I think my questions have been answered. I just wanted to mahalo the First Hawaiian Bank for the donation, and I'm supportive of, the Lanai city vision, whatever it may be. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Hodgins? Any questions?
Okay, there we go. My mic. Okay. Is my mic on now? Can you hear me? Okay, my mic is turning off.
So do you have any pressing
Are you
questions?
pressing the space button? No? No space button?
It won't. Okay, it keeps turning off every time I turn it on, and it's making me really irritated. So what was gonna?
Maybe, Chair, while we're figuring out her audio issues, do we want to go to Chair Lee and we can come back to Member Hodgins?
Good suggestion. Chair Lee, would you have any questions for the administration?
Oh, now okay.
Well, let her go. Let her go.
But thank you.
I take that back. Why don't you?
Okay, now it's working. This is making me so sweaty. I was getting irritated. Yes. No. Oh. Bye.
We can hear you up until the point that you move. If you just kept still, just keep still and talk.
Member Hodges, we're going to let Chair Lee go, and then you can get in sync. Let her go for a minute. Chair Lee, would you like to ask your questions?
All right,
now?
go ahead. I have Member Hodgins on speaker.
Okay.
She wanted to know if the residential lot has utilities.
Cynthia?
Thank you for the question. That's a great one. I do not know the answer to that. But let's see if I can figure it out in a few text messages.
Okay, thank you. And then who is going to help us rezone the bank lot from B3 to business country town? And then the building is over 50 years old, so it'll need an SHPD review and approval process. Who's going to do that for us? Are we going to do that ourselves, or are we going to RFP it out?
That's a great question, and I suspect we would RFP it out, but I'm not sure. But Managing Director Nishita is just asking if we might need his assistance. So I'm going to have him hop on.
Okay. You want to ask any questions, any other questions in the meantime? I guess my other question is for timing. So if you're gonna do something for BTC, it has to come through us, and it's gonna take a little while. And in that interim, are you guys is that when you're doing community outreach to see what is the best option for the bank space?
Thank you for the question. Yes, I would think that it would be a parallel process.
Okay, thank you so much.
Chair Lee?
No, thanks. Give it to somebody else.
Thank you. So, members, I'm just going to reiterate, we are only being asked to consider the legal acceptance of the donation. I believe that the administration, I'm reading between the lines, put that in because many of these questions are to be determined. The fact that it is a free donation and the community is supportive of it, I'm asking, does anybody have is another round of questions necessary? Or is this something where the chair would now like to entertain a motion to recommend adoption of resolution 25-122?
So moved.
Second.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Chair Lee, second by Vice Chair
I cannot
Yukile
hear you
Sugimura.
guys. Can you guys hear?
I can hear you, and I can hear everyone in the chamber. Member Polton.
You guys can hear?
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay, I'll repeat that. Motion was made by Councilmember Chair Lee and seconded by Vice Chair Yukile Sugimura to recommend adoption of resolution 25-122. Members, any discussion?
Chair, I can discuss what Councilmember Paulton gets on just real quick.
Okay, thank you.
I support this, and I look forward to working with the administration on what the community wants out of this. And boy, it's what an opportunity. That's all I can say. Thank you so much. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, and congratulations to your community for this donation. Okay,
Any more discussion?
any more discussion? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor? Oh,
Member Kama has her
sorry.
hand up.
I apologize, I didn't see you, Member Kama. Member Kama, further discussion?
Okay, thank you, Chair. I just wanted to remind everyone that also you're going to have you already have a Hawaiian Homestead Association there, and now with the additional homesteads, you'll be getting more homesteaders. And don't forget that they too will probably need something for them to meet. So don't forget to reach out to them too. That's all. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Member Kama. Members, any further discussion? Okay, seeing no further discussion, all those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
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 Staff?
Chair, that's 9 ayes, 0 noes. The motion passes.
All members.
Thank you, members, and thank you, Ms. Lalo and Mr. Haranaka for joining us today. This item will move on to the full council's consideration. Members, this concludes today's Water and Infrastructure Committee meeting. Thank you, everyone, for being here and for a great meeting. The time is now 2:04 p.m. This meeting is now adjourned.
Good job.